Hi, everybody. My name is Rita Crompton, also known as the Inventor Lady. And a couple of weeks ago, we had Carmine on, president of the United Inventors Association, on the radio show. So the big thing that we're trying to do with the radio show is to get people to go ahead and look, especially in the urban areas, for a local inventor group that is approved by UIA. So I'm going to have Carmine tell us a little bit about what the UIA does for inventors, and then about some of those independent groups. Carmine, thank you so much for being on the radio show and for joining us today for our video.
Awesome, Rita. Thank you so much for not only letting me come on the show, but not only the radio show is awesome, but for everything you do for the inventor community. It's just outstanding. And I've been hearing a lot about the things you're doing all over the place. So it's great to be on.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So tell us about what the UIA does for the independent inventor.
So, it's kind of almost the same that you do. UIA has been around since the 90s. They are in place to help the inventors with knowledge, experience, connections, and just a safe haven for today's inventors to go to and ask questions, look for connections, as I mentioned, look for help. Everything that an inventor needs, the UIA can supply it to them.
So excellent. And safe haven is a good word, because there are some real not so safe havens out there that really take advantage of the inventors. So, in a couple of weeks, it was after Christmas, that we're going to talk some about those not so safe groups. So I might be tapping you on the shoulder to come in again and talk a little bit about that. But tell us about some of the groups that are out there, so people know, one, how to find those inventor groups and kind of how they're scattered across the country.
Yeah, that's something amazing. You and I talk about it, is there are so many groups around the country, around the world, that are put together to help inventors, but a lot of people don't know about them. And that's one thing I know what's great about. You're spreading the word, and so are we. On the UIA website, which is uiausa.org, we not only have listed our certified inventor organizations, but also other organizations that are scattered around the country. Some probably 100 or so inventor organizations. But on the website, the UIA website, if you scroll all the way down to kind of the bottom, you'll see a map and a list of inventors. I mean, we have inventors all over the US that people can join, not only virtually, but if you're local, it would be even better to join in person, which is always a lot of fun. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of websites, a whole bunch of groups that are scattered around the country that the UIA not only helps support, but that are certified through the UIA, which, Rita, I think you run a couple of them yourself.
Well, we do. We've got the Inventors Roundtable. It's been in existence for, over 15 years now. And, we used to be in person in the Denver area and in the Salt Lake area, but with, stinking pandemic, everybody went to virtual mode, and then I happened to move to Tennessee. So, now we've got Virtual West and Virtual East, Inventors Roundtable, Virtual West and Inventors Roundtable, Virtual East. They're on Meetup. They also have their own website, and then there's links all over the place. So if you, Google those, it's certainly easy to find. And, we're really targeting a lot of those people that are kind of stuck out in rural America, that don't have a group that's driving distance to them. I know when we were in the Denver area, the majority of our inventors were coming from the north and the southern area and Telluride and some of those really remote places, and they would drive an hour and a half, 2 hours to get into our meetings, and now they can walk to their computer and join us. And so for a lot of them, I think when we had the West meeting a couple of weeks ago, we actually had somebody from Florida and somebody from Washington State join us. So we're covering then the U.S. And like I said, we really kind of focus on those people who are, they've got a computer and they're stuck remotely and aren't able to then get down to a meeting in an urban area.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things, what we've learned over the years, is that a lot of times the best resource is the inventor sitting next to you.
Yes.
When they say, I used this person and they were really good, or I made that mistake and it was really bad. And, you can buy yourself out of almost anything in the U.S., but you've got to have, a pretty good checking account to pay for the mistakes. So our goal is to avoid the mistakes as much as
Yes.
possible, and to, guide inventors to a safe haven, like you said. And I like that term, so that they can ask questions and they know the parameters of what they can say openly in a meeting. And I think that that's really an important resource for the inventors.
Yeah, I agree. Just to real cap that is, a lot of times an inventor just wants to talk to someone who has been through it or that's going through the same thing. Because a lot of us inventors, we work in, the shadows. We don't want people to know what we're working on or whatever, because we're worried or we don't want to tell. Or sometimes because we're crazy inventors, or we don't want people to say our idea is crazy. So we want to go and be with people that are inventing, that have gone through it, that have the experience. So Rita, you're right on the money. Just having that camaraderie,
yes,
is a lot of fun. Sometimes, and this might happen with your clubs, we might have inventors that are there for 10, 15, 20 years. They invented a product, but they just love being around other inventors. So
exactly.
You're exactly right.
That's the big thing, is the camaraderie that, when your family's saying, oh my God, you're crazy, you can go and sit with like crazy people, and, they can say, oh no, I've licensed this and I get a royalty check every quarter. And that's what they want to hear. Or it's
right.
like, this is how I went through and, set up my business. And this is when I did the business plan. Because I get so many inventors that walk out the door and, it's like, we always laugh and say, have idea, get patent, make money. And somewhere they throw in there, have idea, do business plan, get patent, make money. And it's like, but you don't have a business yet.
Yes.
Let's find out whether or not you should or could file a patent. And then let's find out, can you actually make a functioning prototype? Now we might get to the point where there is a business plan, but for a lot of them, it's just a checklist item that really doesn't serve any needs. So it's, our goal is, to answer the questions, to give them the tools to make good decisions. And, I always feel like you don't get to, live on umbrella drinks on an island in Tahiti yet. There's a lot to this until we get there. So
yeah, that overnight success took 10 years. So we just want people to know that,
Exactly.
And you know what I love about, what you do with even your booths and things that you do at some of the shows is, and a lot of people that are hopefully listening to this, is that camaraderie spans out to people who may not want to be inventors. They just want to be around new things, because your area is always so crowded. And those aren't all inventors. They just want to see what's new. So we have people that join clubs just to see what's happening.
They do. I mean, we've had inventors like, well, I'm not really an inventor and I'm not really a service provider, but this is so much fun.
Yes.
And, it is fun to see the new things. I know we had one year, one of the attorneys that we work a lot with, he went just to see what was going on. He goes, I never get to see these products come to life. I'm so early in the steps, I never know. And so we do get a lot of inventors. Who's going to join us at our booth this year?
Ooh.
Michael Miller.
Oh, that's awesome. He's great.
He is wonderful. And he goes, I just want to come and work your space and help your inventors. And it's like, what a wonderful resource to have him.
He knows his stuff.
He does. And we're going to have him on in January as well, talking about licensing and what do you take to a legitimate licensee? And, he's agreed to be on. So I'm just really looking forward to having him working our space. Michael King will be there. Oh my goodness, some more mics. But we're going to have Michael King there. We'll be doing some broadcasting from the booth.
That's going to be fun.
That's going to be fun. We've got a whole new frame that we're having built for the booth. So it will be a lot of fun. And a lot of times these inventors that are in our space that form our team for any given year, they're all looking for licensing. Most of them have never met unless they've come to multiple shows, and they get there and within 3 days, they're family.
Yeah.
It's really amazing. And they'll go, oh my God, I can't wait to see somebody next time. So, we've enjoyed it. This, I believe, is our 15th year having, a booth at the National Hardware Show. And so it's from being stuck at the loading dock corner 15 years ago to you being one of the larger booth spaces in the front. It's like, yay. Yeah. So looking forward to it. So I will see you in, not too distant future at the Hardware Show. And you know what? Thank you so much, Carmine, for being on today.
Oh, very welcome, Rita. Thank you again for everything you do for inventors. It's a pleasure.
So, and you too. And we'll talk more about how we're going to be able to work together with the radio show and UIA.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
All right. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.